misery. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Just a little microphone test. You guys know how it is. Still recording on my little iPhone 11 in 2025. What's new? Nothing. Nothing's new in 2025. Except my mental attitude. I'm changing everything about myself. No. I do need everyone to know that I am treating these videos as if I am going to be attending a Zoom meeting. So, you see the top half and it's put together, right? It's a little put together. And then pajama pants. A gift from my mother. I'm genuinely not sure how many more combinations of top and jewelry I can do. Like, this is quite literally a pant chain. Like, evidence, proof. I'm running out of time, Muse. And don't get hysterical, Muse. Anyway, back on track. I'm doing a video. I'm being serious. I have decided to change the format, I suppose, of this kind of video. Instead of doing a report, I'm just gonna do a media wrap up for every month because I want to. What else can I say? So we're gonna go through literature, film, and television, and it's gonna be shorter. That I know for sure. And I will thank me later for that because editing me has a struggle, has a hard time, has a journey, is Sisyphus, basically, surmounting impossible odds. December was a pretty good reading month. I read, I think, 4 books total, and I really loved all of the books. Well, technically, I guess I didn't. I finished a book in December that I started in November. And that was going to be my book that I brought up in my November wrap up, but I decided no, you've got to finish it. You can't just be like, oh, I'm really liking this book. I wonder if it's going to be fun and great. I knew it was going to be fun and great, but I can't do that. I can't vouch for a book and then have not finished it. So yeah, we're getting into the Locked Tomb series, which is what I wanted to speak on last month, but I silenced myself. So I read all of the Locked Tomb series up until I obviously haven't read Alecto the Ninth because it's not out. Tweaking. Turning into a millennial cringe. So the Locked Tomb series as it stands right now is Gideon the Ninth, Harrow the Ninth, and Nona the Ninth. And I don't have any of the books because I borrowed them all from my library. I ended up really loving the series, but I am impoverished. So I can't be buying extra books. This is all I get. And these new ones are gifts, okay? I didn't buy those myself. They're gifts. Anyway, I eventually will add them to my collection, but today is not that day. I will probably they'll be right here for you to see, your viewing pleasure. It's a science fantasy series, and each book is a different perspective, and I think I'll just be sticking with talking about the first one, Gideon the Ninth, because I don't think I can continue talking about the series without going into insane spoiler territory. So yeah, we'll just stick with the first one, which is, it leaves the best impression, I think. It's an insanely gripping book to read. It's so fun. But it's just all of them are so good and so well written. Anyway, let me talk about it first. So the first book is from Gideon Nav's perspective, and it starts with her attempt to get off the planet ruled by the Ninth House, which is like an extremely dedicated death cult tasked with guarding this locked tomb, which is like said to hold the Emperor of the Nine Houses' like greatest mortal enemy, or like undead enemy. It's like unclear. Gideon finds her plans foiled, classically, and she gets wrapped up into being the sworn swordsman of the Ninth House's necromantic heir, and her sworn enemy slash peer slash only person in her age group on the planet, Harrowhark Nonagismus. And basically, the sworn swordsmen are called cavaliers in this. So Gideon becomes a cavalier, which is like a high honor that she has like apparently no business being, because she has no formal training. She doesn't use a rapier, she uses a two-hand big boy sword. So she is ill equipped for the job. Both of them get wrapped up into the machinations of the Emperor, and they are tasked, along with the other Nine Houses scions and their cavaliers, to all join together on this decaying mansion in the first house planet to sort of uncover the process of the Lictoralhood ascension, which is basically just like increasing their necromantic power exponentially and granting the necromancers immortality and, you know, a place at the emperor's side as basically like a saint. Actually, literally a saint. They call themselves saints. They are saints. The world has this really interesting juxtaposition of like gothic ambiance and architecture and sci-fi elements, you know, like there's interstellar travel and there's like these clinical laboratories, and it's just, these books are so wicked. Like they're intentionally crafted puzzles that are like really brilliantly designed to make the reader sort of feel on the back foot, like for the entire experience, pretty much up until like the very last moment. And you know, some people might find that discouraging, but I was really into it. I love a mystery, I love a puzzle, I love feeling like I am in the world, I am in the head of the character, and I am not an omniscient narrator. I love that. I think even if you don't, the characters themselves are just like really engaging, and the way they interact with each other is just so interesting that I feel like it kind of makes the hard mystery part really fun, because at least you're still listening to these characters yap at each other, you know what I mean? Even just letting like one of the books absorb, and like moving on to another book, it brings up like totally new realizations about like the previous events that were happening, and like it's very cool. And also, I know that there are short stories that are supposed to be read between books. I didn't realize that until I was already reading Nona the Ninth. So I have not read them yet, but I will. I will, because I need more content. I have heard from a lot of people that their experience was that it was like kind of an intimidating series to read. But honestly, you know, hang on, keep the grip, keep the nails tight on the fissure, you know. Think of rock climbing. I've never done it in my life. Hang on. It's so worth it. I promise you. I'm like almost as obsessed with it as I am with Arcane. The brainworms aren't like in there yet, but I am thinking about it. Like it's the gears are going. By the way, I need to make an addendum about my claim last month that everyone had seen that JVic edit to Just For Now. I checked back in on that after the video, because not because I'm a diligent person who likes to check my work, but because I enjoy destroying myself emotionally by going back and watching all of my masochistic, sad saved edits. And yeah, I saw that it was definitely not at all as viewed as I said it was. Actually, quite a few less, quite 100 few less than I was thinking. Um, it was just a special little video between me and the algorithm that the algorithm just knew to feed me because I just, I built my For You page brick by brick, and what can I say? Before I even knew what JVIC was, it was like, you're gonna love this video. And you know what? I fucking did. I pretty much, in terms of music this month, last month actually, was listening to a lot of the same stuff that I've been listening to in like November and October, but I did listen to a lot of the Hosier Unreal Unearth Unending album, like specifically Hymn to Virgil, and yeah, I mean, Arcane. It's all Arcane. I'm also getting back into Fall Out Boy, which is like very high school of me. But this was a trend that was starting earlier in the summer that has just been like continuing and now coming to a fruition. I've mostly been going back and listening to Fully Ado and Infinity on High because I'm just kind of like in my 2006 like Fedora, Patrick Stump, Brendan Urie in a top hat era. But I do hold so much love in my heart for Save Rock and Roll and American Beauty, American Psycho, because those were like the albums that I was introduced to Fall Out Boy through. So, but we haven't been putting those in the rotation as much as, you know, we've been listening to Disloyal Order of Water Buffaloes and Ginfas. But yeah, it's all simply because of say it with me now, Arcane. Yes. And also Pete Key Angst, which is just like obviously spiritually aligned with Javik, of course. Get with the program, take the brainworms, red pill, if you will, etc. You know. TV, well, Arcane, of course. But really, though, December was like my Helluva era. I rewatched it right before the last episode of the second season came out, which was like, I'm fully psychic, so I understand that I have my own back in these moments. So that was just a real gift from me to me. Yeah, I rewatched it like 2 more times after the final episode because I was just like, right, Dawn had a little kick to it. Dawn had a little sting. I'm fully aware that it is not perfect primetime television. It is no Arcane. And I would even argue that Arcane isn't even perfect primetime television. But it's like tailor-made to appeal to me. It's like my FNAF, guys. Like, Helluverse is literally my TikToker in 2019 FNAF. Like, can't wait to meet you. So join the animatronic family. I'm a Foxy. I think I'm a Foxy. I could never be a Freddy Fazbear. I'm a puppet. I know way too much about FNAF lore. I have never played the games. Just interested in the lore. It's the sister show to Has Been Hotel, which is how I discovered Helluva Boss. Yes, I was not in on the ground floor, unfortunately. In this moment, I was not the trendsetter. I was not the tastemaker that I aspire to be. I was late to the party. Yes. Helluva Boss was releasing episodes first. on YouTube. It's like an indie animation project by the creator of Has Been Hotel. And they take place in the same universe, they take place in hell. But Hell of a Boss focuses a lot more on like the hellborn beings rather than the sinners. And it follows these imp assassins, aptly named IMP, and they are led by the chronically self destructive and avoidantly attached Blitzo, who goes by Blitz. The O is silent. Get that out of your mouth. He made a deal with a Prince of Hell for a once a month rendezvous, if you will, in exchange for access to the mortal world, to actually, run his assassin business. It's very comedic, of course, but, the core of the show really explores a lot more of like deep themes of like identity and love and trauma, and it specifically explores those like through Blitz and Stolas's relationship to each other and their families, like respectively and together. I need to do a tier list video on this show. I have to talk about it more. Like it's going. I would love to be in the writer's room for this show, honestly. I feel so aligned with the direction of the characters and like so inspired by the choices that the show could make to like end the story in a satisfying way. I'm like, I could write this. I know exactly what I'm doing. You guys, I don't know if you know this, but I have a degree in screenwriting. And television was a part of that. So I could be there for you guys. Vivian, Spindle Horse, Brandon. I love you guys. No one's gonna see this. That's basically everything that I did this month, honestly. Last month. I'm reading the Twilight Saga. Just got onto New Moon. Because yes, I had to read Twilight and then I had to read Midnight Sun. I would have preferred it the other way around, but that's okay. So now I'm on New Moon. Very beginnings of it. And hopefully I won't just be reading Twilight this month. I've already picked up Brideshead Revisited, which I feel like is gonna be the vegetables that I need. I'm really excited about this new format. I feel like these categories align with my monthly happenings. Next month I'm starting school again, so I hopefully will have some like of my learning experience that I can share on the channel as well. So that is cool. And obviously I've talked about other videos that I want to be working on. We'll see. I have a lot of creative projects that I am working on, tossing a bunch of plates up at the same time. So we'll see which ones I'm able to catch. But I really hope that I can start making some more content. It's honestly just the editing that pisses me off so much. Like I start like tweaking like SpongeBob, like anyway. I hope you guys are having a good day, and if you're not, I hope tomorrow is better, and I will see you guys in the next video.